I just feel like it's the same people who probably think Dave Chappelle is a transphobe might think that like
Dude, that's just, it was literally a story about how he had a
his
trans
friend, yeah,
friend.
who they bullied
They
into
made
killing
kill
herself.
herself.
Yeah. And people
Yeah.
are like, that was really transphobic of you, Dave. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that
People
was
like
trans,
stop having
dude.
common sense.
How could you be any more backwards?
Yeah.
They're calling him transphobic for being friends with a trans stand-up comedian who supported him, and that they made her kill herself
Yeah.
because she was friends with Dave.
Yeah.
I, just
Yeah. Well, that's the
there's no
same.
reasoning with that. There's no reasoning.
Yeah.
You can't reason with that.
When Sticks and Stones came out, a lot of people in the trans community were furious with me, and apparently they dragged me on Twitter. I don't give a fuck, because Twitter's not a real place. And the hardest thing for a person to do is go against their tribe if they disagree with their tribe. But Daphne did that for me. She wrote a tweet that was very beautiful, and what she said was, it was almost exactly what she said. She said, punching down on someone requires you to think less of them. And I know him, and he doesn't. He doesn't punch up, he doesn't punch down, he punches lines, and he's a master at his craft. That's what she said. Beautiful tweet, beautiful friend. That took a lot of heart to defend me like that. And when she did that, the trans community dragged that bitch all over Twitter. For days, they was going in on her, and she was holding her own because she's funny. But 6 days after that wonderful night I described to you, my friend Daphne killed herself. Oh, yeah. It's a true story. My heart was broken. Yeah, it wasn't the jokes. I don't know if it was them dragging her. I don't know what's going on in her life, but I bet dragging her didn't help. I was very angry at them. I was very angry at her. I felt like Daphne lied to me. She always says she identified as a woman, and then one day she goes up to the roof of a building and jumps off and kills herself. Clearly, only a man would do some gangster shit like that. Hear me out. As hard as it is to hear a joke like that, I'm telling you right now, Daphne would have loved that joke. That's why she was my friend.
That's the same people that are just unintelligent.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah.
And that's why I'm so glad, like, at least Elon bought Twitter, because, it kind of opens things up a little bit, because that whole narrative of canceling isn't the avenue like it used to be, I think.
It's even tough with that, though, because you buy Twitter and then there's 10 smear campaigns about how you're, and everyone needs to, like, the media is just so corrupt, and the government, it's like, okay, now everyone's trying to paint Elon out to be this terrible person just because he is the only one doing anything like supportive of free speech and comedy. And like, now it's like, okay, everyone write a smear article about Elon because he's letting people say whatever they want. Like, it's kind of scary in that regard, but I don't know. People have their own armies at this point. They have their own Patreons, their own mailing list. They're going to get their tickets sold, and they're going to be able to go on tour. And there's a market for it that's just not going to go away. So wherever it has to move around, so be it,
It's good because things are kind of like being decentralized in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And people are building all their own armies, but then it's also kind of like everyone is also separating from each other a little bit and don't know what the other people and other groups are doing, like tribes.
Yeah.
And then you can go to war with each other over misunderstandings, and then drama happens, like in the comedy community, like you've talked about. And